Hey Empire, thank you for stopping by. It's another week, so you know what that means. We are in week 3 of the NFL season, and we gotta drop our unknown predictions for this week. And this week, hopefully we do better than we did last week. Because week 1, we went 7-9. Last week we went 6-10. And I'm just due for a win on one of these prediction days. I have to be due for a win. We had some unbelievable upsets last week, like Vegas over Baltimore, or the Jordan Love-less Packers beating the Indianapolis Colts, or the motherfucking Falcons beating the Philadelphia Eagles under a fucking minute. I digress. But this week we are doing our best to make sure we are over 500. Now, we can't have no control over how these turn out, but we can do a little bit better with not making picks with our hearts and more with our heads. So that's going to be the approach that we are going to go into with these week 3 predictions. And you let me know in the comments down below what predictions that you have for this week. You let me know how your brackets are sitting up until this. What's your overall record on your predictions? Like I said, mine is 13-19, and we are going to do our best to be over 500 by the end of the season. But without further ado, let's get into these predictions. So first game we have to start off with is our Thursday night game, and we have the 1-1 New England Patriots taking on the 1-1 New York Jets in a divisional confrontation on this Thursday night in New York. And I don't know what it is, but I am on a Patriots bandwagon, and it is going to stay rolling until they force me off of it. So starting off this week, I believe that the Patriots are going to have the upset against the New York Jets. Something isn't sitting right with me with these New York Jets. I don't know what it is, but they're not clicking. They have a better quarterback, but something just isn't working right with them right now. So I have to say that I believe that the New England Patriots are going to walk away with the dub. Now we get into these 12 o'clock matches. First, we got the New York Giants taking on the Cleveland Browns. And in no way, shape, form, or fashion that I am picking the Giants based off of what happened last week. You scored 3 touchdowns. Your opponents did not score a touchdown, and you still lost. So until further notice, every team that goes against the Giants, I'm just gonna pick them regardless. They could go against a high school team, and I'll pick the high school team. Cleveland Browns over the New York Giants. Next, we have the 1-1 Chicago Bears taking on, I want to say Indianapolis is 1-1 as well. No, Indianapolis is 0-2 because they lost to the Texans week 1, and then they lost last week to the Packers. I believe that they get their first win here. Anthony Richardson has to let something click for him. That offense has not been firing. I don't know what's going on with Pittman, Josh Downs, Jonathan Taylor, AR. That offense is not moving the needle at the moment. And Caleb Williams still think it's college doing cross-body throws. Oh, didn't Keenan Allen go down? So they are down a receiver. Their run game is non-existent. Their offensive line is non-existent. The Indianapolis Colts, I believe, get their first victory here. Next, we have the Houston Texans taking on the Minneapolis, Minnesota. I said Minneapolis. Taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Both of these teams are 2-0. One of them is unsurprisingly 2-0, which is the Houston Texans. The other one is surprisingly 2-0, led by Sam Darnold. And it is here that I believe that the Houston Texans are going to go to 3-0. I'm not going to say that the glass slipper is going to fall off of Sam Darnold and them. I just believe that CJ Stroud is going to outplay Sam Darnold, and that the Texans are just going to be overall better than what the Minnesota Vikings are going to trot out on that field. CJ Stroud is most definitely a top 5 quarterback. With him being the second year in the league, he has to be a top 5 quarterback. He has to be a top 5 quarterback. If he's not top 5, I say top 7. But he's not going lower than 7. So Houston Texans over the Minnesota Vikings. We have the 1-1 Philadelphia Eagles taking on the 2-0 New Orleans Saints. And this is one of those ones, I don't give a fuck about nothing else. Fly, Eagles, fly. Philadelphia is going to take the New Orleans Saints in New Orleans. I do not give a fuck if they done put 40 points on the Carolina Panthers and the Dallas damn Cowboys. No, nah, none of that. We going to that dome and we gonna stomp them out and we gonna walk out with a dub. Lock it in. Shit. Nah, I'm really just mad that what the Falcons did to us. I still think that the Philadelphia Eagles are going to bounce back from that L that they took and take over the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans has been firing on all cylinders to start this season. Again, like I said, they scored 91 points in 2 games. So something about this offense is clicking. Is something that they are doing right with this new offensive coordinator. I think it's what? Clint Kubiak? Gary Kubiak's son, I want to say. But he is doing wonders for this offense. But I do believe that Philadelphia is just gonna take it over. The Saints probably riding off the high of what they just did to the Cowboys. We got it. Next, we got the Chargers taking on Pittsburgh. Both of these teams are undefeated. That defense is going to be a little bit overwhelming for Justin Fields. And I do believe that the San Diego Chargers is going to San Diego. The Los Angeles Chargers are going to go to 3-0. It's not going to be because Justin Fields play bad. It's just going to be because Justin Herbert plays great. You know what? Flip that. I think the Steelers are going to go 3-0 with Justin Fields. Now, if Russell Wilson plays, I'm keeping my prediction with the Chargers. But if it's Justin Fields, they're going to 3-0. I switched it on a dime. 3-0. Pittsburgh Steelers, Justin Fields. Gotta give him something. You have to give that man something. And I give him my undying support. Denver Broncos taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 2-0 Tampa Bay, 0-2 Broncos. Bo Nix. I'm going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they have a lot of grit. They are used to scratching and clawing, and they are doing that with all these games. They mustered out a tough victory over the Detroit Lions last week, and Baker Mayfield has this team clicking. They have adopted his personality, and he's perfect for Tampa Bay. They are going to walk through the Broncos and then take it home. Next, we have Green Bay taking on Tennessee. Right now, until Tennessee show me something on offense, defense, special teams, if they show me something, then maybe I can try to pick them one day. Like, they showed me Calvin Ridley. Like, Calvin Ridley had like a monster game last week. But as long as Will Levis is still touching that ball every step of the way, they're not going to win. So I'm going to go with the Jordan Love-less Green Bay Packers. Next, we have Carolina versus Las Vegas. I don't care about a quarterback change. Bryce Young to Andy Dalton, Andy Murray, Andy Griffin. I do not care. Carolina is a dysfunctional franchise, top to bottom. It's going to take them cleaning house on everything for that organization to be any type of good, prosperous in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So they are going to lose. I am going with the Las Vegas Raiders. Next, we have the Miami Dolphins taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Miami without Tua and Seattle with Geno. Surprisingly, I'm going to go with the upset because I think that the Tua going out is going to have the same effect on the team as which Jordan Love did last week with Malik Willis. And they're going to play a little bit better, a little bit stronger. The Seahawks should have lost last week in OT, but they did not. So you have to give them kudos for what they ended up, accomplishing anyway. But at the end of the day, I think that the Miami Dolphins has immense talent around top to bottom, even without the quarterback position. And Mike McDaniels is going to put them in the right position to make the best plays to have them win. And I believe that they are going to pull off the upset and beat the Seattle Seahawks. Next, we have Detroit versus Arizona. This is one of the ones where I actually go with Detroit. Arizona is this, and I think the same feeling for the Saints. Like Arizona had an amazing upset last week. Wasn't nobody expected them to win, let alone put up 40 points. And that was against a division rival. It's going to come down. Detroit their offense is there something different about their offense. I don't know if it's play calling. I don't know if it's priorities, but something is different about their offense. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta, they haven't been what I've expected to them to be, at least up until 2 weeks. Now it's only week 3, so we were going off of 2 weeks of film study, but I expected them to produce more to the point to where we are right now. And I believe that this week is the week that they start clicking and hitting those things that we're used to the Detroit Lions hitting, at least from what we got from them last year. Next, we have the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Dallas Cowboys. And I believe that Dallas continues to spiral out of control. They cannot stop the run. So what better to come in than Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson? Nothing else to be said. And the Baltimore has the type of defense to isolate CeeDee Lamb and make him a non-factor and kind of make the rest of the team beat him. And Dallas has not shown that they can run the ball or have anybody else that can beat the defense that is not named CeeDee Lamb. So I would take Baltimore Ravens to get their first win of the season against the Dallas Cowboys. Next, we have the San Francisco 49ers taking on the LA Rams. LA is playing with house money. They have no Cooper Kupp. They have no Puka Nacua, and Aaron Donald is on his couch because he is retired at home. Jalen Ramsey is gone. He's been gone for a long time. I can't name 5 defenders on their defense. The Rams are crashing right now, and it's up to Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay to grab the wheel and hold them steady. So it's kind of like a wait and see. The 49ers are missing a lot, but even with what they're missing, they have immense talent, top to bottom, offense, defense, special teams, coaching, owners. So, and Brock Purdy, regardless of what I think about him not being a top 10 quarterback, he can make the right enough plays in order to put that team in position to win. And there you have it. I believe the 49ers is going to be that. Next, we have the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Atlanta Falcons in Sunday night territory. And Patrick Mahomes shined with the lights of the brightest. I do not care about the Atlanta Falcons. I could be salty, or this could be out of spite, but it's not much information I'm going to put into it. Patrick Mahomes is going to bounce back from the bad week that he had previously, and he is going to show us why he is Patrick Mahomes, Patrick the GOAT. And Travis Kelce has to have a bounce back game because he has not produced these first 2 weeks. Kansas City Chiefs. Then we get into our Monday night doubleheader. We have Jacksonville taking on Buffalo. Jacksonville hasn't been what we expected them to be, showing up until it. Now, Josh Allen last week did not have to do the Superman work, but we do not expect James Cook to be that running back every week. But he is Superman, so I do put that cape on his back for tonight or for Monday night. And Buffalo does handle business against Jacksonville. And then we have Washington at Cincinnati, and Cincinnati gets back on track because Washington, they didn't score a touchdown last week. They scored 7 field goals against the Giants. Gotta go with Cincinnati. So there you have it. That concludes my picks. Hopefully next week we are above 500 with our picks. But I'm going to give you a quick little rundown about what we are expecting here at the Empire. We are expecting the Patriots, the Browns, the Colts, the Texans, the Eagles, the Chargers, the Bucks, the Packers, the Raiders, Miami, Detroit Lions, Baltimore Ravens, San Francisco 49ers, Kansas City Chiefs, Buffalo Bills, and the Cincinnati Bengals. You let me know down in the comments what your predictions for week 3 is, and come back later on whenever I drop my review to let me know how your picks went. Check out any other video while you're here. Like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by. Let me know how your team is doing this season, because my team is 1-1. But y'all have a blessed one.